Tamsin, thank you for being on the show today.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. Do you think the world was ready for COVID, as it were?
Certainly not. We in some industries more than others, but it certainly took everybody by surprise. The industry that I'm in, on the one hand, the one part of the industry I'm in, which is technology, obviously we're ready. We were already working, so it was easy for us. It hasn't been much of an adjustment for us, but for all of our customers, huge adjustment. So that our customers are in the art world, they're art businesses, they're used to people coming to the door, coming through their doors, coming to see exhibitions, going to an art fair. It was a huge shock, a huge adjustment for all of my customers, which has obviously been had a huge impact on us. But in terms of the way that we've been working right from the beginning, which is 2.5 years now, we set out we could have had a choice to go and get office space in Cape Town and all get in the traffic every day and go to work. And I made the decision not to do that, but that we would all work remotely. So we were already, luckily, set up that way. So we all had our home offices, and you can see this is my regular office, but and it is my house. It's part of my house.
Okay, so let me ask you, why did you decide to move your team to a work from home kind of setting? What led to that decision?
There were a few reasons. Firstly, I didn't want to constrain my business to a geographic pool of talent. So I wanted the tech that we're developing is a global tech, so we can sell it anywhere. And that will mean as we grow that we will need to have people in different geographies, speaking different languages. So the team will anyway expand to where it can't be all coming to the office. So geographic talent was one thing. If you work from home, you can hire resources that are the best. You're not hiring resources that can get in the car and come to your office. You're hiring resources that can do the job, and they may live somewhere else and they can just deliver. And the type of work that we do, I wanted that level of talent to be accessible to the business.
Well, interesting. And so, I honestly think there would have been a lot of benefits, but explain to us, what are the benefits you've seen by this singular move in your business?
There's a benefit in terms of lifestyle to an extent. So instead of, in theory, it hasn't worked out during COVID so much because we've all been working extra hours, but in theory, if you're not spending an hour in the morning in the traffic getting to work and an hour in the afternoon in the traffic getting home from work, you can spend that time doing something else. You can exercise, you can see your friends, or spend more time with your family, or walk the dog, or whatever it is that fulfills you. So it's about life balance. And I think, I even debated for a while doing a 4-day week. It's still a debate in my head. We're too busy right now.
I mean, this is something you've done for two years plus now. What are some of the challenges you've experienced trying to enhance this work from home culture?
One of the challenges was a cultural and time zone challenge. So at one stage, I had a team in India, and we were battling with. I battled to even understand their accents because they were so strong. So that was a proper challenge. We started getting it right in the end of the day, but I think I've dialed it back a bit, and I'm back to people in the country, in my country for now. I will expand it again. I kind of reacted. So I think the challenge is you've still got to have a good culture fit. You've still got to have a good ability to understand each other. And so even if you're working from home, even if you're nearby, and maybe you're in the same country or in the same time zone, would help. So there are those challenges, and they can be overcome. To be overcome, you need good team culture. You need somebody who's really working. You need close-knit teams working very closely together. So for a small startup, maybe it's better to be a little closer together. What we have found is very important is you still need the FaceTime.
Interesting. So you are in the art industry. I know that the art industry would also face some of the challenges that will come post-COVID. What are the ways that your industry is trying to cope leveraging technology?
It's a huge, it's been a huge shake-up in the art industry, and the art world was not prepared and much further behind in terms of its adoption of digital transformation than other businesses. So because it's an industry that relies very much on relationships, and it's difficult. So they're suddenly going, this is a relationship industry. We need to meet people face to face at art exhibitions or at art fairs. How do you translate that into a digital format? And so that was hugely difficult. And they're having to learn how to introduce digital software and kind of event platforms and all sorts of ways to deliver things, but then also try and still keep up the trust factor and the relationships. And initially people were really scared and nervous and doubted whether it's ever going to work at all. Is the whole art world just going to come to a stop for however many months and then go back? And some things have worked well and some things have worked less well, but people are still buying art and they're adapting really fast. It's been interesting to see, and I'm seeing a great level of two things. On one side, kind of digital fatigue. People are tired of, they want to meet, champagne glasses and hug each other. And they want to see brush strokes on paintings up close. So there's that, and I think people are dying to go back. So I can't wait until the first art fairs start reopening their doors and people can go again. I think there'll be a renewed pleasure, a kind of visceral pleasure at just being there. So that's on the one hand, but on the other, people have been surprised that business has continued. People have continued buying art. These Zoom meetings are working to utilize kind of expertise. And they have, in some ways, invited you in to the behind the scenes in a way that we have never been before. So studios that have been opened up or discussions with amazing experts that you wouldn't have access to. You just wouldn't get into a room with that person normally, perhaps. And here they are, and you can access them and you can sit with them in a Zoom meeting. So people have been surprised that's actually working. People are engaging with that content, and so I think going forward, the world will go back eventually when there's a vaccine or when things calm down, and everyone will rush back to the way it was before. But they will not abandon the new things that they've learned and they've found valuable. They will find a way of merging the two together.
That was Tamsin Lovell Miller, founder at Fundi. As you have heard from her, working remotely is possible and organizations should be open to this new reality. On the other hand, though, it is going to be difficult to operate remotely without basic infrastructure like power, good broadband facility. This is why, as a country, we have to step up our game in order to catch up with the rest of the world. We've come to the end of the show, but it doesn't end here. The conversation continues online. We are Tech Trends TV on social media. Also watch the entire show on Channels TV YouTube page or cfablog.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.